So okay, so if I am one of the more advanced students, let's say I've been at BYU for a longer period of time and I've kind of worked my way up closer to that pyramid, what might my day look like as far as supervising other students and things like that, or what might my productivity look like when I graduate from this program, given that I've been in this system?
Well, the typical day, I don't really know.
Right. That may have been a clunky, kind of cumbersome question, but
well, what you would be doing is you're going to be assigned, and these two new students are entering, have been assigned to mentors already.
yeah.
The mentor actually helped in selecting them.
So developed a bit of a relationship already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be helping answer their questions. That everything from, like I said, APA format to how you enter case notes in the building, in the clinic. So not only just research, but also graduate school success. But you'll look at their well, since we meet as a complete team at least twice a month, and we spend a morning together. And that's where we generate what's the next idea, what's the next diagnosis we want to look at, what's interesting, what's marketable, what's not studied very much in the field. So we're doing a project on schizophrenia and family therapy now, which hasn't been done a lot, much hasn't been done.
Yeah, for the last 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
So, right.
So what you'll do is you'll participate in the meeting. You'll have a person that you are developing the research questions. You're developing the literature review. You're doing the review of their proposals. You'll be showing them how to do presentations, poster presentations, how to produce those, how to design them. You'll be reviewing. You'll be reviewing their manuscripts. Probably, I tell my students that they can anticipate at least 5 reviews of each draft, because it takes me 15. So I tell, it's actually true, that they'll see 5, and so they go through those 5. When when you approve the proposal yourself, then it'll come to me, and then I'll comment, make revisions and suggestions and so on. And then I send that to you as the supervising person, as well as the junior person, so that you'll learn, beyond what you know. You'll learn more about how to analyze the arguments, how to analyze the questions, how to make more effective flow. You'll learn what I do. You'll learn what I do with the junior student. So if it's appropriate, you might have a chance to review a journal article, and I've done that a couple of times where the editor would know I'm doing this, and they're happy for it to be an educational opportunity. So with the manuscript will come to me, I'll assign it to one of my students who's interested. They'll do a review of it, then I'll do a review of it, send my review to the student. In other words, I'm teaching them how to review.
How to be a reviewer, yeah.
And then that goes in under both of our names back to the journal. So that person would get acknowledgement for participating in the review process.
So is there, Russ, is there any kickback from students who say, I don't really want to study, the intersection of marriage and family therapy and healthcare.
Sure.
I want trauma and abuse, or I want this or that. And,
sure.
What happens in those situations?
Well, usually they don't get to my team. So.
Okay, so which tells me that there's a screening process, right? I mean, you have almost a formal or a very formal screening process. Like, if you're interested in working with me, this is what you're going to be doing.
Yes.
So you kind of have to get your head around that.
Yes.
Yeah. And that spoke model is the faculty member who says, I will support you in whatever you want to study.
Yes.
So it really requires that it puts a lot more onus on the faculty member to be a content expert in a variety of different areas, which I don't know that anybody can be.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, but to elaborate that bit more
Sure.
on that though, I mean, but it's not always, I mean, the good thing about working with me is the production, and you learn a lot of things. It's you know, real on-site mentoring. There's a whole team that supports you. So you're not trying to figure out how to do analysis. You're not trying to figure out how to clean the data. You're not trying to figure out that sort of stuff. That thing, other people can give you that content. So you're really not alone in doing the project. The disadvantage is, of course, if you're not interested in this, then it's hard to do.
Right, because there's no passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so once again, collaboration
Right.
is a key to you being successful. It was a key to you
right.
being successful to get access,
Oh yeah.
and it's central to your model as well.
I could never do what the team can do.
Yeah.
Period. The end. I mean, there's just no way. But to give you a little bit more explanation, if someone
Sure.
comes in, they say, yes, I want to do this, I'd love to work with you, great. If they've been here a while, they're not that, they just change their, they sort of change their mind.
Right, which
Great.
happens.
That's great. You'll get another advisor.
Yeah, okay,
And I don't, you know, I don't divorce them,
right.
but we generally will transition to somebody else.
But it also sounds like these meetings that you have, that sounded to me like brainstorming sessions. That is an opportunity to say, okay, I may not like exactly what we're doing, but here within this data set there is this variable and this variable, and
Yes.
I may want more in that area.
Yes.
And so it sounds like if you've got the data to support the inquiry, you're okay because everything's happening under this larger umbrella.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, there's not a problem we can't study,
Yeah.
basically.
With the breadth of the
Yeah.
database that you've got.
Yeah. So what I do is in developing the topic a person's going to have, it'll be a combination of what they're interested in as far as what we have available, and what I can determine is marketable and going to be interesting in the field and have an influence. So the most recent example is a master's student who we settled on eating disorders, and so we have I don't know, we have probably 20,000 cases of folks with eating disorders and how they're treated, how much it costs, that sort of thing. Another person did somatoform disorder. Another person ADHD. Another one schizophrenia, sex therapy. Rubbing a defense Thursday this week on that project, the sex therapy project. What it costs, how effective is it, that sort of thing. So we can find a topic, but if they're just not interested anyway, well then we'll have another advisor.
Right. Okay.
So that's okay. It's not,
Okay.
not a problem.
And you mentioned earlier you've seen your productivity go up. Are there any other outcomes from this that were unanticipated by instituting this type of a model, or?
Well, it's a lot more fun.
Yeah. Okay.
I think because there's a lot more energy, it's a lot less. It's a lot more focused, I would say. And for the students, the benefits are they'll typically have, as a master's student, they'll have at least 2 presentations they're on at national meetings. They'll have, and normally not within the time they're in the program, but by the time the thesis is completed, finished, sent to publication, you know, all that business, they'll have at least 1 article that they are on at a master's level.
From their master's program. Yeah.
Doctoral students 2 or 3 times that much.
Yeah.